There's a point in almost every person's financial life where something strange happens. You start doing everything right. You budget. You cut expenses. You try to save. You even start investing. Maybe $100 here, $300 there, whatever you can manage. And yet, nothing really changes. Your bank account still looks the same. Your progress feels invisible. And worst of all, the goal you keep thinking about, $100,000, feels like it belongs to someone else's life, not yours. Because here's what nobody tells you. The first $100,000 is not just a financial milestone. It's a psychological wall. And most people don't fail because they don't earn enough. They fail because they quit during the part where progress is real, but impossible to feel.
Let's say you start with zero. You decide to save aggressively, $500 per month. That already feels like a lot, maybe even uncomfortable. At the end of the first year, you have $6,000, and you think, okay, I'm doing something. But emotionally, nothing has changed. You still check prices before buying things. You still worry about emergencies. You still feel like you're behind. Because here's the truth. The first stage of wealth building is not about growth. It's about identity lag. Your life changes faster than your brain accepts it. And that delay creates frustration. You are becoming someone new financially, but still thinking like someone with nothing. Now, let's fast forward 3 years. You've saved $18,000, maybe $25,000 if you've been consistent. From the outside, that looks impressive. But inside your head, it still feels small. Because your mind doesn't measure progress in isolation. It measures it against freedom. And $25,000 doesn't feel like freedom. It feels like one emergency, one bad decision, one layoff away from collapse. So even though you've built something real, you don't feel rich. You don't even feel secure. This is where most people start losing motivation. Not because they are failing, but because early success feels identical to no success at all. Something interesting happens in the early numbers. Getting your first $10,000 feels fast. Why? Because it's mostly your effort. Every dollar feels like progress you can see. But then something changes. The next $10,000 takes just as long, maybe longer. And this creates a trap in your mind. If I worked this hard for $10K, why does $50K still feel far away? But the reality is simple. At this stage, you are still building the engine. You are not yet being pulled by it. You are pushing everything manually. And pushing always feels harder than expected. Most people think $100,000 is just 10x $10,000. But psychologically, it is not. Because the journey is not linear. It's uneven, slow, and deceptively quiet. Here's what usually happens. First 10K, exciting. 10K to 30K, slow but steady. 30K to 60K, feels like nothing is happening. 60K to 90K, doubt returns. 90K to 100K, emotional exhaustion. And here's the irony. Right before the breakthrough is where most people quit. Because nothing feels different yet, even though everything is different. Now, let's introduce something important. The shift from saving-driven growth to investment-driven growth. At first, your savings are doing 90% of the work. Investments are just extra. But slowly, something changes. 1 year, your investments earn $800. Next year,
They earn $2,000, then $5,000, then $10,000. And one day, quietly, something flips. Your money starts making more money than you. No announcement, no celebration, no warning. Just a quiet change in direction. And most people miss it completely. Once you cross around $100,000, something fundamental changes. Compounding stops being theoretical. It becomes visible. Even a modest return begins to matter. 7% of $100,000 equals $7,000. 7% of $250,000 equals $17,500. 7% of $500,000 equals $35,000. At that point, you are no longer just saving money. You are multiplying time. And that changes how you think about everything. Work becomes optional faster. Risk becomes less scary. Patience becomes easier. Consistency becomes powerful. But here's the catch. You only feel this after you survive the invisible years. The system is not designed to feel rewarding early. That's the problem. People expect motivation, fast feedback, emotional reinforcement. But compounding gives none of that in the beginning. Instead, it gives repetition, delay, silence. So people assume it's not working, when in reality, it's working perfectly, just not visibly. And that misunderstanding is where wealth building usually breaks. Not in math, in perception. It is not income. It is not intelligence. It is not luck. It is time tolerance. The ability to stay in a process that feels like nothing is happening, long enough for it to start working. Because the people who reach 100K, 250K, 500K, $1 million are not the ones who got lucky early. They are the ones who didn't quit during the boring phase. After $100,000, something subtle happens. You stop thinking like someone trying to build wealth and start thinking like someone managing it. You begin to notice. Market returns matter. Time matters more than effort. Consistency beats intensity. Staying invested is a strategy itself. And most importantly, you stop trying to get rich quickly. Because you finally understand. Wealth was never built quickly. It only looks fast at the end. The first $100,000 feels impossible because you are doing all the work. The system hasn't taken over yet. You are still pushing the snowball uphill. But once you cross that threshold, you are no longer the engine. You are the passenger. And the earlier you accept that reality, the sooner you reach it. So if you're in that early stage right now, the slow stage, the quiet stage, the nothing is happening stage, don't misread it. You are not failing. You are building something that only reveals itself later. And the difference between someone who stays stuck at $10,000 and someone who reaches $100,000 is not effort. It is endurance through silence. Because wealth doesn't reward intensity. It rewards patience that doesn't quit. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Most people don't fail at building wealth because they can't do it. They fail because they quit too early. If this video gave you value, consider subscribing for more content on money, investing, and financial mindset. And don't forget to like the video. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next one.